5 men sentenced to life in prison for deleting a 4-year-old girl in the case of mistaken identity. More after this. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to AFG's Point of View, where I give you my analysis on the most popular topics in the world today. In today's video, we have an unfortunate one, a very unfortunate one. We have 5 men sentenced to life in prison for deleting a 4-year-old girl, all because of a mistaken of identity. Before I dive into the details of the video, if you're new here, welcome. Welcome to AFG's Point of View. Do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button as well. With more awesome, loving, and wonderful people over, similar to yourself. All my normal subscribers, thanks for coming back. I'm diving in. 5 men, Zvante Sampson, Quandarious Hammond, Jaylin Bedward, Andrew Thompson, and James Denson have been sentenced to life in prison without parole for the first-degree murder of 4-year-old Suni Bell. Now, the men were convicted of first-degree murder, attempted murder, conspiracy to commit murder, and shooting into a vehicle for the fatal ambush on September 17th of 2021. Now, this happened clearly well over 4 years ago. But they were just convicted for life in prison without the possibility of parole. This is why this is a story. Now, prosecutors believe that the shooters mistook Suni's family for another target, leading to the tragic incident where Suni was fatally shot while in the backseat of her family's car. Despite not all defendants firing a weapon, Florida's principal theory of prosecution held each man equally accountable for the killing, closing a chapter for Suni's grieving family. Okay, I'm gonna dive a little deeper and kind of like share what the judge was saying during the prosecution hearing. Judge was saying, this is what happens when you make stupid choices without thinking through things. I agree. Now, this is Judge Robin Fusion in Tampa, Florida. Well, the other side for you, 5, is the rest of your lives in prison with no chance of parole. And she was speaking solely to the perpetrators that actually, carried the crime out. Even if you didn't fire a gun, you were still there and you had intent to do it. You know what I mean? They were on their way to a family gathering and couldn't find the address, so they pulled over to call family, right? Now, you can see the men conspiring with each other on surveillance video before arming themselves and hunting down the vehicle. When gunfire erupted, Suni's mother recalled the daughter's terrifying cries. She just kept saying, "Mommy," as gunshots rang out. "Mommy, mommy, mommy," and gunshots was ripping through that car, subsequently taking her life. Our prosecutors proved that each of the defendants played an active role in planning and carrying out this deadly ambush. That's from the state attorney's office. As a result, all 5 men will be held equally accountable for Suni's death. This hurts. This hurts deep. It's not something you can put a Band-Aid on and heal from. That's, she was so excited to get her first backpack and start going to school. Weeks later, she was gone. This is what happens when you make stupid choices, acting and reacting without figuring out what's going on to be on the other side. That's all from the judge. Her commentary, from the stand or whatever. Clearly, she had more stuff to say, but it's kind of like what she was basically telling these kids, and essentially they weren't kids; they was young men. But this is what happens when I'm gonna dive in right here. This is what happens when You don't think the whole process through. See, these days, right, you so-called gangsters and thugs, right, they run around here with guns, threatening people, saying they'll do this, they'll do that, right? And they ain't thinking the whole process through. All they thinking about is what they want to do. They ain't thinking about the consequences that's going to be held for them on the other side of what you want to do, as well as the consequences of someone else having to deal with that grief and anguish from the actual crime itself. See, we as individuals have a right to stop, think, and carry it out. Now, if you stopped, her thought process was you should have thought about what you was doing before you did it. Now, if you stopped and you thought about what you was going to do, okay, because in all honesty, you got to just take that assumption. Okay, well, we're going to just say that you did stop and think what you was going to do. Okay, let's just say you did stop and you did think about what you wanted to do. You conspired with your, your friends. Y'all went on and y'all, did what y'all wanted to do. And now the outcome is the outcome, right? So now you conspired on killing a 4-year-old little girl. That was the plan. Was that really the plan? It couldn't have been the plan. You know what I'm saying? Now, whoever you was looking for, right? If you so big and bad and tough, my thing is, you got the big guns. Won't you slide out and go holler at one of them cats? You! Open up. You know what I'm saying? You got the big guns. Go handle your business. They come to the one, yo, what's going on? You could have peeked in the car, looked around. Oh, that ain't them. Just that simple. So the fact that no one wanted to get out to check to see what was going on, now this little girl's gone. And this happened back in 2021, obviously, right? In September. But this is 4 years later, right? This little girl should have been in school. She should have been learning her ABCs and 1, 2, 3s. You know what I'm saying? Learning things about life. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure she had goals and dreams that she wanted to become when she was a little kid, growing up. And now all that's cut short because you didn't decide to take the time. Not one of y'all. It's 5 of y'all in there. But not one of y'all took the chance to say, yo, let's slide up on them real quick. Instead of just blindly just shooting. Now, I'm not the one that didn't say just blindly just shoot, to go on and shoot, to do anything. I'm never an advocate for violence. There should be always a way to solve your problems without the use of firearms or any type of weapon for that matter, right? The only way, and I'm going to be honest with you, the only way, I'm not thinking about nothing, I'm not asking no questions, I don't care. If you get gunned down, I'm clapping, I'm cheering at your funeral. You know what I'm saying? Is if you out here messing with little kids, if somebody gun your ass down, somebody chop you down or whatever, you messing with little kids, molesting them, abusing them, doing all kinds of stuff to little kids. No, fam, I'm a cheer all day long. Glad they got your ass. Because you should not be out here messing with no kids. I don't care if how bad these kids is. I don't care what the situation is. A kid is a kid. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I mean by a kid. Now, if you got young men out here causing drama and they get chopped down, well, then they just get chopped down. That's on them. Now, is it a shame? That's absolutely a shame. But you can't be out here starting trouble and then thinking trouble not going to find you, okay? And that you now have to deal with the trouble, whether you're going to get shot and killed or you going to prison for life, right? Or however many years you get. You know what I'm saying? But you messing with some kids? No, fam, you got to go. And I applaud this judge for doing what she did. Okay? Get these no good son of a sea biscuits out of here. Okay? You in prison without the possibility of parole. You ain't never getting out, dog. Let me explain something to you. The fact that you did something and you're never going to get out, dog, your life essentially just ended right there. You can't get mad at nobody, bro. Yo, man, why would you blind shooting the joint? Ain't nobody tell you to come with us. Ain't nobody tell you to get down with the flow. So every single one of them had a part to play in that, and every single one of them is going to sit there and they're going to deal with the consequences that came with it. And they should deal with the consequences that came with it, because Suni Bell should still be here this very day, okay, and we're going to whatever school she goes to, however the case may be, okay? She should still be here. You're going to go see your family members. You can't, let me make a phone call. They did the right thing. They pulled over to the side. The directions was confusing them. They pulled over to the side. They got on the phone. They're not driving down the street, still driving and talking, you know what I'm saying, like most people would do. They pulled to the side. You're supposed to pull to the side. You're supposed to pull to the side and make the phone call. Put the phone down when you're done with it, and then keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? Now, in this particular case, I wish they'd have just kept it moving, because Suni Bell would have still been here. But that's neither here nor there, because you can't say, what you wish and all the other kind, because that's 2020 is hindsight, right? Hindsight is 2020, rather. I'm sorry. And, it's another child over the long list of children out here that's getting gunned down, that's getting chopped down for no freaking reason. You can't tell me that these kids out here is doing stuff to people to make them want to go out here and take their asses out. That's a little girl right there. That's a little girl out there. You can go to any playground, you can go to any park, you can go to any school, elementary school, and see a Suni Bell running up and down, just playing, laughing with her friends. You know what I'm saying? Any daycare, rather. Not elementary school, because she was only 4 years old. But I'm just saying, bro, I'm saying elementary school because she would have been 8 years old at this particular moment, 7 or 8 years old, right? So when you see a 4-year-old child, just think of how innocent that child is, how devoid of fault that they have, of anything. Okay? They don't do anything. They don't go out here and bother people. And if they are doing something wrong, as adults, it's our job to discipline them and let them know, yo, you should not be doing that. This is wrong. You know what I'm saying? So the judge did the right thing. I'm glad these fools is in prison for the rest of their ever-loving life, because clearly their life wasn't worth being out in society. So, that's 5 street thugs off the streets. You know what I mean? So good for them. Good for them. It's unfortunate, man. Just think about what you're doing before you do anything. Don't rush to judgment. Don't jump out the window. Gather all the facts, then check your sources, and then make sure everything is clear before you decide to make a final decision. That's the best way of handling things like this or anything. Even if it's something simple as, someone said this, and you want to check your facts to see who said what, and then find out, where does your source come from? And then what did the source say? And is this source trustworthy? It's a whole list of things that you got to go through before you can start blurting things out, saying this is facts, this is false, and all types of things. You know what I'm saying? So, that's my word for me to you, and hopefully you can just follow suit with that, and the rest will fall where it need to fall. You know what I mean? But it's a sad situation. Sad situation. Yes, it was in the past, but it's still a little girl. And I'm a girl dad. You know what I'm saying? So I'm soft on little girls. You know what I'm saying? I'm soft on most kids or whatever. You know what I mean? You got some badass kids. I'm not going to be that hard on you, but I'm more harder on the parents, because your kid is bad. And yet and still you allow them to say and do what they going to do. But this kid being bad, it ain't the kid's fault, it's the parent's fault. You know what I'm saying? So, but if you like what you've heard, please don't hesitate to hit the subscribe button down below. Hit the like button as well to bring more awesome, loving, and wonderful people over. Similar to yourself. I'm on normal subscribers. Thanks for coming back. I'm on new subscribers. Welcome. Welcome to AG's Point of View. Do me a favor. Hit that like button. Please hit that like button. It pushes these videos out to a lot of people that need to see the video. Somebody might be waiting for this verdict. Well, I don't know if they're waiting for the verdict for me, but they might be waiting for the verdict, or somebody might have been like, I wonder whatever happened to that Suni Bell case. Well, here you are. Okay, we got everything for you. We put the link in the description so that way you can read the story for yourself. And you can cite the sources that we go by and make your determination from there. You know what I'm saying? I'm just giving you my point of view. Come visit me on my Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube Shorts, Facebook. I'm all over the internet. Come visit the merch store as well. We got some goodies over there for you guys that we're looking forward to sharing with the world. So with all that being said, if you like what you've heard and if you like what you've seen, share this video, right? And come back for another one, because I'll see you in the next video. Peace.
I rise and I wake and I gotta go get it. I'm making my bed and it's straight to the digits. No cup of jokers, this is acidic. So I take a shot with the lemon and ginger. Look in the mirror like, yeah, I'm that. Look in the mirror like, I'm fitted. Looking outside like the world is all mine. Look in the mirror like, go get it. I gotta get to the scene, oh, I gotta get to the bag now. I can't be chasing on these.